Hello and welcome to Sew with Christine. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to cut and sew this turtleneck circle dress with exaggerated sleeves. I added some details to this sleeve because I just wanted to do something different. So I would urge you to watch this tutorial to the end. Before we proceed, I would like you to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and share to friends and families. Also, if you want YouTube to notify you whenever I post amazing tutorials like this one, then turn your post notification bell on. I'm gonna head to fold my fabric into 4 like so. You can see this top part is also on fold and the center, front and back are also on fold. That means I'm not going to be joining the shoulder area. For this tie, I'm going to be making use of 3 yards of fabric. And I'll go ahead to mark the neckline measurements. For the neck width, I'm going to come inward here by 2.5 inches. Then for the neck depth at the back, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and connect the back neck depth to the neck width. Kindly note that I am working on the front and the back together. After joining that, I'm going to measure the front neck depth, which is 2.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect the neck depth to the neck width. From the center here, I'm going to take the half shoulder width measurement, which is 7 inches. Then from the 7 inches, I'm going to mark the sleeve length. So you're just going to mark down your sleeve length here. You measure to your wrist area. So for this dress, I have 23 inches. The length of the sleeve that I'm working on is 20 inches, but I added 3 inches to it. Okay, so we can have that puffiness at the wrist region. Next, I'm going to mark the bust point measurements, which is 10 inches, or just go ahead and add 2.5 inches to your armhole depth line. So for me, I marked down 10 inches here. After marking, I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. On this line that we have just drawn, I'll mark the quarter bust measurement, which is 9.5 inches. Then I'm going to add 3 inches for ease around the bust area. After that, I'll go ahead and mark down ½ inch. This ½ inch will serve as the seam allowance. After that, I'll go ahead and take down the length of this dress. So from the top part here, as you can see, I'll go ahead and mark the length. So the length is 40 inches. Just like you do your flay, you keep turning the tape like so, ensuring that the tip of your tape remains at the tip of this dress, at the upper part there. And then just go ahead and mark your length like so. So I'll keep marking 40 till I get to this edge here where I can no longer mark 40 inches. So I'm going to take this measurement here to the area where I stopped marking 40 inches, and what I have here is 26 inches. Now this will be the width of your sleeve. We are going to separate the sleeve from the main bodies now. So from this part where I stopped marking, this area where I have my mark, I'm just going to draw a straight line that will connect that point to where I have the 0.5 inch on the bust area. So I'm just going to draw a straight line like so. As you can see, we have separated the sleeve from the main body. The next thing I'm going to do now is to connect all the 40 inches that I've marked. All those areas, I'm just going to connect them just the same way you do your flay. When you're cutting flay, just go ahead and draw that circle at the base. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern. Alright guys, I've gone ahead to cut this, but I observed my camera stopped rolling, so I'm going to do a quick recap on this. I'm so sorry guys. This is it. I've gone ahead to cut the base, which is the length, and I've also opened this part up so you can see the sleeve has been separated from the body like so. So this is what we have here. You know, like I said, I added a little detail to this sleeve. So for that, I'm going to be extending my sleeve. I'm going ahead to cut out the extension, and I have 2 of this. I'm just going to bring the second one and place it over the first one like so. This is for both sleeves. I'll place both of them onto the main sleeve. After that, at the base, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. This 1 inch will be for the allowance. So that allowance is where we are going to pass the elastic through by the time we fold it. Next, I placed my tape this way and I just went ahead to cut so that both the extension and the main sleeve would align, will just follow that straight path. So this is what I did for the sleeve. And for the neckline, I've also gone ahead to cut out the neckline. After cutting the back, I also went ahead to cut the front and make the neckline opening. So I'm going to show you what I did. For you to cut the front part, you have to open your fabric this way. If you don't separate the front from the back before you cut the front neckline, you're going to have a very deep back neckline, and you really don't want that for this style that we are working on. So you have to separate the front from the back like so. I did that, and this is the part I removed from the front after cutting the back neckline. You can see. So I'm just trying to bring in all the piece that I removed during the time my camera stopped rolling. Then for this front part here, I just came down by 4 inches. That's for the neck slit opening. I came down by 4 inches. Then at the midpoint, I went inward by 0.25 inch. I didn't want that to be too deep. I just needed a slight curve there. So just mark 0.25 and draw a C shape, okay, from the base to the top. Afterwards, I went ahead to cut the facing. Okay, here's the facing. Just get a small piece of fabric. You place it under the front part like so and trace the opening and the neck area onto your facing, and that's it. So I'll go ahead and iron my gum stay onto this facing. Here is it, guys. I'm done ironing the gum stay onto the facing. So I'll just place this onto my dress like so and sew from one end to the other. So I'm done sewing, and this is what we have here. This base here, I've gone ahead to notch all these areas. So after notching this, just turn your facing inside like so. This is all for the neck slit opening. Now I'm going to fold this dress like so, separating the sleeve from the main body, and I'll take this to a sewing machine and sew 0.5 inch seam allowance, alright, from the end of this sleeve through to the end of this dress. I will repeat the same thing for the other side. I'm just going to sew from the end of the sleeve to the end of the dress. Here is it, guys. I'm done sewing this, and this is what it looks like. This is the other part. At this part where we have this sharp edge, I'm just going to use my scissors to make like 3 notches there. I'll do the same thing here. So by the time we turn this close to the right side, it's going to sit properly. Now for the extension of the sleeve, I was supposed to have added this before running this side close. So I'm just going to open this up a little like this, okay? And then I'm going to turn this to the right side. Then I will place this extension onto the end of this sleeve, right side facing right side. Then I'm going to sew this from one end through to the other. It will be great if you add your extension first before you sew the side of this sleeve. I'll do the same thing for the other one as well. I've gone ahead to add the extension to the main sleeve, and this is what it looks like. Next, I'm going to sew this side close. So I'm just going to continue my stitches downward like so, and I'll repeat the same thing for this other sleeve. Alright guys, this is it. I'm done sewing this side. So next is for us to fold the hem of this sleeve. It doesn't have to be too big and it doesn't have to be too small. Just a channel that is big enough for your elastic to pass through. I'll take this sewing machine and sew around, and I'm going to leave just like an inch opening to pass my elastic through. Here is it. I'm done sewing the hem of this sleeve, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to pass our elastic through this channel. So for your elastic, just measure your wrist. Okay, use the elastic to get the measurements of your wrist, and that's it. So I'm going to cut 2 of these measurements for both sleeves. After that, I'm going to pass this into my channel, that's the hem area here. Like I said, leave like 1 inch opening when you are sewing that hem so you can pass your elastic through it. When you are passing your elastic, ensure you hold the end of the other part of the elastic so it doesn't go through into the channel, or else you're going to start all over. So what I usually do, I'm just going to use my pin to hold the other end of the elastic down to my fabric. So if you have watched to this point and you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to turn your post notification bell on so that you get notified whenever I post tutorials on this channel. Alright guys, I'm done passing the elastic, so I'll take this sewing machine and sew both ends together. Then I'm going to close off that 1 inch opening there. I'll do the same thing for the other sleeve as well. This is it. I'm through with both sleeves and we have our elastic installed successfully. I've also gone ahead to hem the base of this dress. As you can see this is a very fast one. Next is for us to now add the details I said I added to this sleeve. Like, I really love the outcome by the time I was done. So I'm just going to get the midpoint of this sleeve like so. All right, and I'm going to mark that midpoint. That's the center of your sleeve. Then from that center, I will come up by 3.5 inches. That's 7 inches I added as the extension. I just divided it by 2. So I'll come up by the first 3.5. Then I'm going to separate this by 2 inches. I'm about to add 2 pleats to this sleeve. I'm just going to separate both pleats by 2 inches. So after that, I'll go ahead and mark the remaining 3.5 inches. After marking, I'm going to open this up like so. Then I will pick the first part is in between these two marked areas, and I'm just going to fold them in a way that the marked area of the front and the marked area of the back are sitting directly on each other. After that, I'll go ahead and pin that area down. I'm going to do the same thing for the other pleats. I'm just going to merge the both marked areas like so. You can see we have our 2 pleats ready. Guys, this is beautiful. If you just want to make yours 1 pleat, go ahead and make yours 1 pleat. Also, if you don't want to add the extension to your sleeve, it's totally fine. At this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I will just fold this to get the midpoint of my sleeve. Then I'll come up by 3.5 inches. I'll separate that by 2 inches. Then I'll go up again by 3.5 inches. From there, I'm just going to fold this, ensure both marked areas are well aligned. Then I'm going to pin them down. This is it, guys. This is very simple and easy to do. Now for the neckline, I've made a separate tutorial on how to make a mandarin collar. Very simple and very fast. Okay, so you can watch that after you're done watching this tutorial. I'm going to leave the link in the description and also in the comments. You can see how neat this looks and how beautiful it is. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to be trying this style out, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and share this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.